it is never too late for you to start again. Do not let society tell you you are too old, ill to do a thing. I do not care your age. I do not care your life experiences. If you still are drawing breath in your lungs, if you are still able to breathe, you have God giving you another opportunity to get up and go get what's yours. Hey girl, welcome to the Confident Chick podcast. I know it has been a very long time. I am in transition of trying to make sure that I show up and show consistently. So let me reintroduce myself. My name is Naya. This is a monthly podcast that we do here on the channel where, aside from the fashion and beauty content that we talk about on a weekly basis, on this podcast, we're going to be talking about getting real and all the things that it takes to show up confidently at work, in your business, at home, for yourself, for your kids, husband, whatever. This is the space to get real about confidence, and I also share some realistic tips. It gets a little raw because every single time I film an episode, there is always something going on, girl, in my life. And so these episodes are always, if anything, they are like a testament for me to go back and watch. So I just hope in the midst of it that you find help from it too. So let's get into today's episode. So girly, we are literally about to be at the end of the year. It has come up, to me, it's come up really quickly. So I put together 4 things that I think would be helpful to really help us, girl, whatever your goals were for this year, we still got like 90 something days to get it done. The topic of today's episode is going to be renewal of the mind. You see, anything we set our mind to, what they say, standing on business. Well, baby, in order for us to stand on business, it all starts not in just the physical things, but it actually starts in the mind. Everything we do starts in our mind. And so in order for you to do a new thing, in order for you to transform from your former way to something you want to become, it always has to start in the rhythms and the patterns of our mind and rethinking those things. So these are the 4 R's to renewing the mind. The first R is removal. In order for you to renew your mind so that you can slay this last quarter of 2025 is the removal of the old thing. The question that we have to ask ourselves is, what is currently cohabitating? What is taking up cohabitation in your mind? I love definitions. So when I looked up the etymology of the word cohabitate, it means with, together, and dwelling in. The word dwelling itself is something that lingers and quite literally lives in your mind. So in order for you to begin to renew your mind, you first have to identify and remove the things that have been cohabitating, like quite literally living rent-free in your head that don't need to be there. The things that are killing our joy, the things that are killing our progression, the things that are killing our growth. I already know a few things in my head that I need to work on to get rid of, girl, because, ooh, baby, my show-up game need to be extra strong for 2026, baby. Y'all need to get sick of me from how much I'm about to show up in 2026. So begin to identify what those things are. Whatever case scenarios that you can think of right now in your life that didn't quite go how you wanted them to go this year, that you're just like, okay, what was the occurrence or what happened in that situation? This is not for you to feel self-pity. This is not for you to beat yourself down, queen. We don't do that. But this is simply just to reflect and look on what led up to, what were the events or what did I think and what did I do that led up to that event not going how I needed it to go and not elevating me to my next. So just, if anything, if you're a writer, I love to journal, begin to just journal those things down and just let it flow. And then really highlight the negative thoughts that you think, even in a week. Even if you just make a little journal, girl, throughout your week, this upcoming week, and begin each day at the end of the day or the beginning of the next day, write down every single thing that you knew was a negative thought that came to your mind. Because also check this, how about every thought that lives in your mind and cohabitates your thinking is not your thought? Some of the stuff is not your thoughts. There are voices from either people of our past, family members, people who are not speaking life into us, that we have replayed on a record the negative, disgusting thing they told us. And when you keep replaying it, you're going to begin to believe it. And whatever you believe is what you came into agreement with. And whatever you come into agreement with is what you will be governed or ruled by. It's legit. So make sure that the things that is replaying in our head that didn't come from us, let's go identify those, because we don't need that. So let's go identify and remove them. I know personally for me, I need to remove unworthiness out of my mind. Like, being fully transparent, sometimes I just don't feel good enough or worthy enough to show up on camera and talk about these things, or show up and show my fashion and stuff like that. Sometimes I just don't feel worthy or good enough to, compared to what I see online, and I battle with those thoughts all the time. But you know what? I'm about to address them. Just like I told you to identify yours, those are mine. I'm about to put those things in check. Okay. The second R of renewing the mind is replace. So now that we have identified and removed the things that have been cohabitating our mind, let's go ahead and replace the old thoughts with the new. Write what you want in the new habits that it takes to get what you want, right? Because we all want something new, right? We all want the next thing. But in order to be able to maintain whatever that next thing is, it takes new thought patterns. It takes new habits to begin to step into that. So now let's begin to write down maybe some new habits. For me, since I said that I need to show up and I had been feeling unworthy, a habit that I have just now this week told myself that I'm going to do is have my film areas set up. If I have my film areas set up, baby, even like having my makeup laid out and my hair, my wig laid out in the bathroom, TMI, but just telling you, if I have all these things laid out, there is a high likelihood that I am going to move forward, and I'm going to, if all it takes for me is to bust on my makeup and literally sit down in this chair and the whole scene is how it needs to be, it's going to be a lot easier for me to show up. So that's a habit that I am putting in place literally just this week, that I will be putting in place for all my future filming. So what's your new habit? The third R of renewing the mind is repetitions, literally building neuroplasticity around a new thing. Do you know that you can quite literally train your brain? You can literally rewire your brain. There is a book that I need to get. My friend recommended it to me, and I already listened to her podcast. Dr. Caroline Leaf has a book that I think is called, I'll pop it on the screen, like something about kind of like retraining or rethinking how you think. Like, there is actual, and she's a neuroscientist, there is actual scientific proof and steps that you can take to literally retrain our mind. Just like our MacBooks and our computers have hardware, well, those are only imitations off of our makeup. Your mind is literally your motherboard hardware in your body. And so you can retrain it with just some few steps for neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity, also known as brain plasticity, is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. It is the foundation of learning and memory, allowing the brain to adapt to new situations, recover from injury, aka past trauma, and respond to changes in the environment. Basically, girl, that means that we can literally rewire our brains, so why not? The last R of renewal of the mind is resiliency. Resiliency is simply your ability to bounce back. It's simply your ability to bounce back. So let's say that you fell off of your goal for a week or 2 weeks or a little bit more. Resiliency is your ability or your willpower to come and get up and do it again. If you're resilient, it just means, hey, you done been through life, and who hasn't been through life, right? But it's not so much what you have gone through, but can we get our stuff back up? Can we stand up again and say, okay, I know I missed personally. I know I haven't showed up for this podcast all year since the beginning of the year, but am I just going to drop it and say, well, I guess it's not for me? Or am I going to get my stuff together and turn this camera back on, put these lashes on and come get it, right? So your ability, no matter how long that you have stopped the thing, and by the way, it is never too late for you to start again. Do not let society tell you you are too old, ill to do a thing. I do not care your age. I do not care your life experiences. If you still are drawing breath in your lungs, if you are still able to breathe, you have God giving you another opportunity to get up and go get what's yours, what is yours by your birthright, what is destined to be yours. You have the ability to go get up and get that thing. If you got breath in your lungs, sis, that is God giving you the stamp of approval. You don't even need somebody else's approval. And don't listen to nobody telling you you too old, you timed out, you don't have enough this, or you don't have enough money, or you don't have enough experience. Forget them. Let them worry about their life. Worry about yours, and let's get up and let's do it again. Just because it's the end of the year doesn't mean that we can't start anew, because guess what? In 3 more months, 2026 is going to be here. Anything that you left behind in 2025 that you needed to walk in, start now. That way you can get yourself familiar with it again and start moving in it. It's not about the length of the race or how long it took you to do it, but did you bounce back and did you get up and did you try again? Because, sis, that's what we're doing in this season. We're doing it again. You never know what's going to happen if you get up and you do it again. You get up and you try again. And you know what? What comes to mind right now while talking about that, there is this scripture that basically says, do not leave your hands idle. Like, basically, be doing what you need to be doing. Be moving forward. Don't leave your hands idle. It says, sow your seed in the morning and in the evening, because you don't know which one is going to take off, the one or the other, or both of them at the same time. Think of it like this. When you have made it in your mind to commit to your goals and the things that you said to yourself that you were going to do, forget the stuff that we tell other people we're going to do, although we should keep our word. How about this season, we keep our word to ourselves? Can we keep our word for ourselves? Like, can we show up for ourselves? Like, basically, that scripture just says, hey, keep doing the thing. Keep moving forward. Every time, like for me, every time I get up and get on this camera, it's basically me sowing a seed into the future goal that I have. I have a goal to build my brand, my personal brand. I have a goal to build community and speak to like-minded women so that we can help each other get up and glow up, right? And so this is a part of brand building for me. I already have a business, but this is a very important part. This is the heart part of what I do, right? And so when I don't show up and do this, I'm leaving the ones behind who I know that I am called to help in some type of way. And so I have to keep my word to me that I'm going to continue to show up. This is a form of exercising your commitment. Let's exercise our commitment to the goals that we have set and made for this year. I don't care if we have put them down in the last quarter. Let's pick our goals back up and let's start again. The 4 R's of renewing your mind is removal. We got to remove the old thing. Whatever's been cohabitating our mind, let's take it out. We got to replace. It's not enough to just remove. You got to replace those old nasty thoughts with new habits. And so let's write down the new things that it takes to do the actions that we need to do. The next R is repetition. Once you have wrote down that new habit that you're going to do, now it's time to put that thing in repeat. Let's go ahead and repeat that thing. Let's go ahead and keep doing it. And the last R is resiliency. Even if you stop, you fall off for whatever reason, you had an off day, an off week, an off month, okay, cool. Let's gather our edges and our wigs and let's get it together and let's continue to move forward toward the mark that we are called to and toward the thing that is our portion. Let's break some generational curses with us walking in our goals that we promised ourselves. Yeah, it's that deep. Let's do that. So anyway, those are the 4 R's, and I hope that it is helpful to you. I will see you next month for our next podcast topic. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.